light, shining bright, cup in hand, feeling right. Talking news, sharing views. Start the day with a grin. Join us now, tune in. Laugh and chat, endless fun. Couple Joe Live, let's go. Coffee brew, story flows. Wake up or let it show. Guests arrive, full of cheer. Bright ideas bring them near. On the screen, like a dream. Every moment, fresh and new. With a sip, life renews. Tune in, bright skies and blue. Couple Joe Live, let's go. Coffee brew, story flows. Wake up or let it show. Couple Joe Live, let's go. Coffee brew, story flows. Wake up or let it show. Every moment, fresh and new. With a sip, life renews. Tune in, bright skies and blue. Couple Joe Live, let's go. Coffee brew, story flows. Wake up or let it show. Couple Joe Live, let's go. Coffee brew, story flows. Wake up or let it show.
Good morning, everybody. How are you doing? It is Monday, June 17th, 2024 in the year of our Lord. Good morning. It is Cup of Joe Live. I am Jimmy, your astute tourist, recently and freshly back from vacation. I just counted the days. I've been on vacation for 14 total days. And let me tell you something right now. It was much needed, and I'm going to say it, well deserved. I had a fantastic time with my lovely bride, just the two of us on the MSC Magnifica. Fun time, great time. We'll do a total review on the cruise line and all its amenities at another time, but we can briefly talk about it a little bit later. But good morning, you guys. I've missed you. It's good to see you. Thanks for joining me. I was hugging Sophie before I came in. I see I got some of her fur on me. But good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Let's go right over the chat and say good morning to Foist is in the house. Orange Cone Vlogs. Ross, good morning to you. I know you had some surgery, and we were chatting, and I hope you heal up quick, my friend, and you don't have too much pain. So get well soon, my friend. Chet from Sea Lake Journeys is here. Good morning, my friend. Thank you for coming in. Appreciate you. Let's see. They're talking about. Hey, look who's here. Good morning. Are you still on? Are you still on board, or are you back now? Scott is in the house. Good morning, Scott. Controversial Cruising. Good to see you, my friend. Drunken Chef Barbecue is here. Good morning, my friend. Good early morning to you. Yes, sir. Coming to us from Arizona. And Matt from Backlash Fisherman is here. Good morning to you, brother. Thanks for coming in. Hope you've been staying safe and not working too many late nights. My good friend and family cousin, Deborah Giro Autry, is here. Good morning, Debbie. It's good to see you. Are you guys back yet, Deb? Debbie's been, she was out at the Grand Canyon and out in Zion National Park and out in the West visiting some big dogs they call buffalo out there, or bison. Saw some of the pictures. It looks really cool. Makes me want to go back there. So, but thanks for coming in. Say hi to Bob from me. John Gaylor is here. Good morning, John. It's good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Still on the cruise, last day. Right on, buddy. It's good to see you. We've been missing all you guys. Although it was a great trip, and it was nice for us to be together. We didn't have any family or friends with us this time. New friends. We left with friends, but we entered the gangway with just the two of us, and we left with several new acquaintances. So Scott says, but it's 6 a.m., not 3 a.m., right? Right on, brother. Right on. It's good to see you're up at a normal time. There you go. Right, Chad? He was able to sleep in today. Matt says, I work 9 to 7. Occasionally we have a long run that gives us overtime. Right on. Yes, sir. And you're up early than Matt. Right. Oh. All right. So good morning. I put the light out. I don't know where Kenny is. He'll probably pop in at some point, but we'll see. Anyway, so yeah, we're back fresh. We got back very early Saturday morning. The ship docked in Port of Miami at about 7 a.m. on Friday morning. We had a late flight. I couldn't get an earlier flight out, and our flight didn't leave until it was scheduled to leave at 6:50, and because of all the weather that we've had from the on the East Coast, from Florida all the way up north, we were delayed about half an hour, which wasn't so bad, except we had to wait. We had nowhere to go in Miami, carrying luggage and all of that. So if anybody has any experience with maybe late flights and trying to find a place to put your luggage and do some things, let us know. But we spent probably 17 hours traveling between waiting in the airport and actually traveling. When we got in, our flight went from Miami to Baltimore. We sat in Baltimore waiting for another plane for an hour and a half for 5 passengers. Now, I don't want to belittle those 5 passengers, because if I was one of them, I would want the plane to wait for me too, but an hour and a half. So we were scheduled to get in just after midnight. I didn't get to the airport until almost 2:30 in the morning. It was a long day, Chet. Yes, it was a long day. I must say, for Colleen and I both, weary travelers that we were, we kept our composure and and made it through without even barking at anybody. There were people that were upset. If you've been stuck sitting on the tarmac on a plane for an hour and a half, the kids get angry. Let me tell you something. People were angry. That was a Southwest flight. For the most part, Southwest, haven't had too many bad stories to say about Southwest. I mean, they couldn't help. They couldn't help the weather. There was some weather, and we were waiting for that flight. Was out of Nashville. Problem was they were already on the ground while we were waiting. They were waiting too. They couldn't pull them up to a jetway. They didn't have a jetway open for them at the gate. So I'll blame either the airport or the airline for that. There was no reason for that. They could have at least found a way to get those poor people off the plane. I can't even imagine for them what it was like, because they were sitting there longer than we were. But we did make it back all in one piece. Thank goodness. It was early. Colleen had to go to work for 9:00 Saturday morning. So we didn't get into bed we probably got home about 3 a.m. and she had to get up and go to work. So she was kind of a walking zombie by Saturday afternoon when I picked her up. But overall, it was a really good time. I got to visit some places I've never been to before. One was Roatan. We went to a beach called Tapiana Beach, and I snorkeled there. Let me tell you something right now. I'm a diver, and I like the water, and I've grown up around it. And I'll be honest, I've never seen the type of sea life that I saw in Roatan. The island is surrounded by a coral reef, and what I was told by the locals is it's only second to the Great Barrier Reef in Australia. It was awesome. And let me tell you something. I took video. I brought the GoPro with me, and so we'll be sharing some of that with you guys at a later date. But good time, man. I'll tell you, I'd never been to Roatan. If I had to pick my favorite place so we went to Cozumel, which I've been to several times. We didn't do any excursions there. Did a little shopping, I went shopping for you guys because I got some prizes for Thirsty Thursday. We went to Roatan, which Tapiana Beach. That was cool. Got on a van, got in a van, and we traveled across the island. We went to the west side, which was fantastic. It was a lot of fun. And then after Roatan, we went to Costa Maya. There, Colleen and I boarded a bus, and we went to the ancient Mayan site of Chachoban. And if anybody's familiar with that, it's an ancient ruin, a Mayan set of Mayan pyramids. There's, what do we see? 5 of them? 3 of them? There's a bunch of mounds that they're pyramids as well, and they're not going to uncover, but they continually discover more of that stuff using LiDAR, which is it's kind of a land radar thing. They can actually see through the foliage in the trees. It's awesome. Oh, you know what I didn't do? Here I am back, and I haven't done it already. Let's do this because I need a sip of coffee.
Everybody just do your thing. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
All right, everybody. Good morning. Best sip of the day. Cheers. I hope you're having a great wake up. So very good. All right, we got that done. Let's see, who have we missed in here? Let's see. Matt says you've been trained to respond to a situation, not to react to them. Exactly. Yeah, I was good. Usually I would be cranky, but I like Chet said, I saw him put it in here somewhere about right here. That's because you have PMA. I'm telling you, man, it works. I was in my Zen spot. I just in there were little kids were fine. It was the adults, but we kept it under control. It was good. So Chet says, I love fish. Especially fried, right? Let's see. So we had a good time there. So Costa Maya, we did the Chichoban, a lot of fun. We had a great tour guide. Her name was Elisa. A lot of fun, and she kept things lively. Entertainment and more with DJ is here. Good morning, DJ. Thank you for coming in. CA is here. Good morning, Chris and Liz. Good to see you. Let's see. I'm just trying to catch up. Good evening to Sean and Alana from Down Under Cruises. Good evening to you, my friend. Or good day, mate. I hope you're doing well. I don't know if Kenny's feeling any better. I haven't really had much contact with Kenny since we've been on vacation. I honestly didn't have much contact with you guys. I did a couple quick pop-up lives while we were on board. The signal wasn't that great, I'll be honest. When I was using the phone and posting pictures in that, everything seemed to work. But when I was live, it seemed spotty. So, and, I was on board having a good time. It was birthday bash 24. We met the cruise director, the Honorable Reverend Dr. E. He was awesome, good guy. I also met the Master of Ceremonies, Gene McGee Jr. Both of those guys were awesome. The minute that we got on board, before we even went to our cabin, we always go up to Lido and we get a drink for the sail away party, right? We start to party. And somehow he grabbed a hold of me, the Reverend E. He was doing the party on the deck with the microphone and that. And next thing I know, he was wishing me happy birthday to the whole ship. So it was a lot of fun. And let me just say that there were people at the bar buying me drinks. So good stuff. So let's see. So after we did Chichoban, we went to Ocean Cay. I'd never been to a private island before. Oh my Lord. I loved it. What a great time. It was a whole nother animal though. I'll tell you, I don't want to go into too much detail about, we're going to do some reviews, but Ocean Cay was awesome. I've never seen anything, especially, I want to say a man-made island. I guess the island, the history is that it was owned and worked by a mining company. They were mining some sort of a mineral out of the sand. And they created this island out of this, I guess, a sandbar or whatever. And then eventually MSC ended up buying it and made it into what it is today. And it was pretty cool. I mean, man-made lagoons and it was fun. They have a lighthouse there, and I heard so much about the lighthouse. Jimmy, you got to climb the lighthouse, take some photos and videos. And then they have a show at night, laser show and light show. And I couldn't wait for that. So we swam and played all day. And then around, I don't know, 3 or 4 o'clock, I'm like, hey, let's go to the lighthouse. We'll stop at the lighthouse bar. We'll get a drink. I'll go up to the top. I'll do some filming, right? We had all this whole thing planned out. And then we'll frolic a little bit more in the water and then go on board and we'll watch the show from our balcony. Well, we got over there in the gray skies. I'll tell you something. If you've never seen a storm out at sea, It's everything that you've been told. It's nasty. It's scary. The wind kicked up. When I talk about wind, I mean gale force wind. The palm trees were bending over. It was so bad. And the rain came, and the rain kicked up, and it poured, and it poured, and it was sheeting, blowing rain. People were running. Cats and dogs were coming out of the sky. It was crazy. It was nasty. So needless to say, I didn't get to climb the lighthouse and take my video that I wanted, nor did we get to see the lighthouse show because the weather was just so nasty. So the crew pulled up anchor and we set sail. But it was actually it was good regardless. So of the weather. I had a great time. I do have some videos somewhere of the weather. Let me see if I can put this up here. See, this is just one little bit. This is before it rained, but you can see off. I think you can see off in the distance. The let's see. That's where the dark clouds were. We could hear the thunder and lightning coming in, and hear the lightning. We couldn't hear the lightning. We could hear the thunder. And I was like, oh, it looks like it's gonna go the opposite direction, and we just kept frolicking, and then the next thing you know, all hell broke loose. All I could think of was some pirate story or movie or something of the weather just blowing, and it was crazy. But it was a lot of fun. Ocean Cay was awesome. Yeah, me too, Deb. I really loved it. I can't wait to go back and hang out there again. Did you get the red snapper? No, I did not. What did we eat? I had the typical jerk chicken or whatever they serve for lunch. Rice and beans and chicken and watermelon and stuff. Was pretty good, but Anyway, John says we had Dr. E when he was on Carnival. He's very entertaining. Yeah, he's awesome. Good guy. Had a lot of fun there. Definitely, you definitely missed out on a fine time with Nick P and Joe Hupp. Yeah, that's right. While we were away, Nick made his way, or even before we left, Nick was in Australia and he was trekking the outback there, and he met up with Joe and hung out with Sean and Alana. In fact, when I was on board, I got a video call from Sean and Alana and Joe and Nick, and I got to meet Sean's mom and his sister, and that was really good talking with you guys. It was early in the morning for me. I had just got up. I hadn't even had my coffee yet. But it was good to meet your mom and your sister, and it was good to actually see Joe. I've only known him through the chat, so it was good to talk to all of you folks, and it looks like and sounds like you had a really good time. So that's awesome. Let's see. I have a huge weekend with some crazy friends, one from Minnesota and the other from Dubbo, and I'm recovering in bed watching and commenting on my phone, right? I bet you guys did have a good time. It was so that was it. One thing when we set sail, so we sailed out of Miami. Yeah, even in the storm, you're right. It really is. I just love the Caribbean Sea. I'm sure you guys know exactly what I'm talking about, but alluring is the word, I guess. Just awesome. The color and the warmth, and I could easily live in a small little house on Roatan or somewhere. Just I'll become a fisherman or something. It's a lot of just awesome, really, really fun. I can vouch for the fact that Nick does actually have legs, right? Well, he is a mailman, so maybe, I don't know. Maybe he rides a lark around. So, I was saying, so we sailed out of the port of Miami, and one of the bad things that happened while we were away, they had some crazy flooding there, nasty flooding. My gosh. When we got back into port, we could see some of the damage that they had from the water. I mean, they had, I don't know, 4 or 5 feet of water come in from the ocean. That they had the swell and the rain and that. But on the way out, I don't know if you guys know about me, but I'm a news junkie. I listen. So even on board, got my trusty phone and I listen to some of the local news and national news. And I heard about some of the politics of what's going on between certain Eastern European countries and this country. And we were sailing by Cuba when I heard about it. And I was looking. I wanted to see if I could film any Russian warships. I didn't see any, but there was a passenger that we met on board that said that he's an airman in the Air Force. And he said that him and his wife, as we were sailing past, they believe they saw one. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, but they're out there as well as the submarine. So was it unnerving for us? No, I was more interested. I wanted to maybe see one, but it didn't ruin our vacation, and there was no issues. But, and you know me, I'm up early every morning. I'm up about 5:30, and my routine is I wake up and leave Colleen to sleep, and I go up to the buffet and get coffee, and then go up on deck and I watch the sun come up and watch the pilot boats of at the ports of call that we were in, drop the pilot off, that kind of thing. So when we were coming up, I don't know what you call it, is it the river or whatever, to get into Miami, it was dark out, and I'm laying there in bed, and I had the curtains open to the balcony, and I'm watching the buildings go by, as we're slowly heading back towards port. And I'm a little melancholy because, the worst day for a cruiser is debarkation day. And I see this ship. It was a United States warship. It was the USS Delbert D. Brown, a destroyer. I was in awe. And it was sitting there, and I took pictures of it. And I wasn't sure which ship it was, so you can tell by the bow number. I looked it up and I found out what it was. And that ship wasn't there when we left, but it was there when we came back. So that kind of set things. It really it made it more real for me to see that we've got some crap going on politically. And but it was good to see. It was a good feeling to see that. And you know me, I'm proud of my veterans, and thank God for those guys. It was awesome. It was awesome. The USS Delbert D. Brown, DDE 119, I think was the number. And it was good to see those guys. But I took some pictures. I did post it, I think, on my IG and my Facebook. So I'm sure some of you guys have seen that. So that was what we saw coming in. Scott said we had 70-mile-an-hour winds on our way out of Cozumel last night, and this whole ship held up. That's awesome. How is that ship? How is it? Colleen and I are considering, I can sail for free on a Margaritaville ship because I'm a first responder, and we haven't taken them up on that offer yet. The biggest thing is trying to get time away, and it will, it'll cost us some money to fly to wherever. I guess Tampa, right? Is that where you guys sailed out of? Right, Scott, was Tampa. But yeah, I'm curious to see how it was. I've heard good and bad things about Margaritaville. I heard good and bad things about MSC too. So there was a sub, a frigate, a fuel boat, and I think one more. There was also many U.S. military ships. So maybe I just thought they were there because of the politics law. I've never sailed out of Miami before, so that was my first time. And I'm sure it's not unusual to see U.S. naval ships in these ports. So, but for me, it was kind of cool because I like seeing that kind of stuff. So, Scott, no ship 70 mile an hour. That's like 120 kilonauts. I can't think this morning. Kilometers per hour. Thank you. Wow, that is huge. Law says there's still a U.S. ship at Port of Miami, as Canada had one too. Well, there you go. So I could be totally wrong, but it was still cool to see them. It was rough like last night. I bet we when I was watching the storm coming in, and I haven't watched the video I made, but I was talking like Jack Sparrow. I'm like, "Arr, the seas be angry today, mates." It was I haven't seen wind like that. It was gale force. I haven't seen it since hurricanes up here. It was funny to watch the people run away. You know what I find? It's kind of like seeing people in a swimming pool when it's raining with an umbrella. Have you seen those pictures? Here it is. We're all swimming. Now, there was no thunder and lightning when this storm came in. There was no threat of lightning. People are in the water. It starts raining. They all start running away, putting stuff over their head. They're soaking wet. You just got out of the water. Calling, I'm like, look at these people. We were wet, bathing suits and everything. So, and I had the GoPro, it's waterproof. So we just kind of meandered back. You kind of hunkered up because of the wind blowing the water in your ears and stuff. But I don't know. It just kills me sometimes. People are funny. All right. So Scott says the decor is great. The ship is great. Admin and inner workings need a lot of work. Got it. Gotcha. I can say one thing on the Magnifica. All of the staff and the admin were awesome. We had one issue. So, and I'll tell you about this. When we first got on board, we always choose the early dining and the MDR. So before we sailed, when I booked the sailing last year, because it's my birthday and it was Colleen and I, just the two of us, it was kind of like a little mini honeymoon or whatever. And, we wanted to have a romantic table for two in the dining room. So I made the arrangements and on the phone. Yes, sir, Mr. Jim, you're all set. You got your table for two. Well, what do I find? Now, it's my birthday, mind you. The first day, it's my birthday. I had to sit at a table with 6 other people. Now, the people were fine, but I was a little upset because it's not what I expected. They're like, "Oh, no, you don't have a table for two. This is your table." And I PMA'd, and I ate my dinner. And I got a piece of grandma's chocolate cake with vanilla ice cream for my birthday. And they wanted to have a big to-do, and I said, "No celebration, dude." I was going to celebrate with my wife together at a table, but no, just give me my cake. So I ate my cake, and then we went to the guest services, and I talked to one of the guest services people there, and he looked it up and he said, "Yes, sir, we apologize. We are so sorry." And for the rest of the cruise, we had our table for two. So that was really the only snafu that we had, and it was minor. Neither Colleen or I pulled a Karen. We didn't freak out. Again, I like what Chet had said earlier. I found my inner PMA, and life was good. And that was really the only issue we had as far as our booking and dealing with admin. The rest of the cruise, these folks couldn't be more, and that's their job. I get that. But it's just nice knowing, especially when you pay all that money, that people kiss your fanny and they wait on you hand and foot. And it was awesome. It was awesome. So that's really all I'm going to talk about the cruise for now, because Colleen and I are going to do a review, and then I want to share all of that with you. And I don't want to miss anything, because, if you have a significant other, they're going to make sure if you miss something, they'll point it out. So Colleen has much to add as well. So Law says they learned the sound of the Russian sub. Each has its own sound. That's pretty cool. Good morning to Cheryl from Cruising is Fun Anytime. I was in on a couple, I was in the chat on a couple of their lives while we were on board. And it was good to see those guys, and Eddie is back, and good stuff. Those guys are awesome. I laugh so hard with Jeremy and Eddie. Cheryl is just so beautiful. She, I don't know how you do it, Cheryl, with those two characters. You keep it all together. Well, and you're like Mama Bear. You keep them in line too. So it's good stuff. Very good stuff. Sean says, "Oh, suck it up, Jimmy. Just enjoy your time with New Future, helping hand for cruising supporters." Exactly. I handed out a lot of. I don't have them here. The boxes over there, but I handed out a ton of the new pins that we have, and we got a few new subscribers while we're on board, and I had a young lady convince me to sign up for TikTok. So now I'm on TikTok. Some of you probably saw that. I was posting some crappy videos from the airport, which I don't get it. I just filmed some cars pulling up to the airport, and it's got like 1,000 views already. I don't know. And then the one I put some time into, it's got like 5 views. I'll never understand social media. I just never understand it. But yeah, so we had a grand time on our vacation, and I'm sure I'll be talking about it for a while now. But Scott, when you get back, I'd love to have you come up on the panel if you can, and talk about your cruise as well. Again, we don't have to go into the real meat of it, but just come on and let us know. So, all right, let's do this. All right, it's time for Weather Watch. Now is the period of the show where we just talk about the weather. So here in the greater New England area, the southern New Hampshire, it's currently 58 degrees and cloudy. It's been chilly here in the evenings. I actually had to put on a pair of jeans last night because once the sun went down, it got a little chilly. But it's currently cloudy and 58 degrees. We are going to have a heat wave here in New England. They are saying excessive heat watch. These conditions are expected by noontime from Wednesday. Additional heat advisory. They're actually talking about tomorrow. So the temperatures are going to increase. Today it'll be about 84. Tomorrow's going to be a high of 96, 97 on Wednesday, 97 on Thursday. And they're saying parts could hit upwards of over 100 degrees. And that's Fahrenheit, of course. So it's going to be hot here. It's going to be really hot. We may have a chance of some showers by Friday, but and being in my business, we deal with shut-ins, which are the older folks that either live alone or they're really old and don't have any family. And there's a concern for those folks, especially when it gets too hot like that, because we all know the heat and the cold does a number on some of our older folks. So that's probably going to be our big concern for this week. Let's see what's happening around your area. Let me share the screen. I almost forgot how to do all this. There we go. All right. Can you guys see that? All right, let me refresh it. And then we'll see what the weather's like where you're at. All right, so here we are in New England. You can see there's really no threat of any rain. We got some stuff up in Canada and up above Lake Ontario, but really not a whole lot happening here as far as precipitation. If we get out towards Newfoundland, where our good friend Shirley is, it looks pretty clear there as well. We'll work our way down the eastern seaboard. Again, everything is looking really, really clear. Down towards Tennessee, North Carolina, where our good brother and friend Kenny is at, and others. Everything's clear. Georgia as well. I think we're going to have the heat all along the eastern seaboard too, so it's going to get hot. We look down into Paradise. I just love to call it Paradise with an occasional sun shower. They actually had some rain finally. You guys had been needing it. I don't know if it was enough or just too much, too little, which it really didn't make a dent. But Florida looks pretty clear. We'll make our way out towards Mississippi, Louisiana, out into Texas. Everything looks really clear. Scott, it looks like you're got your typical nice Arizona weather for when you get home. Everything looks good there. We'll get out to California and where some of our friends are there, Nevada. We get up in the higher elevations. I actually heard the Rockies may get some snow. Heard that this morning. You can see some of these blue bands up there in the high elevations of Montana and Oregon. Washington State, Seattle are getting rain. Let's see. We make our way out in to the land down under. It looks pretty clear there as well. Sure, you guys are getting some of that the increasingly cold temperatures, possibly. They're in their autumn there, but everything looks fairly decent. Sydney, Newcastle, looks like there's some rain out just off the coast there. But and then Tasmania looks clear, Radio Jonesy. And then last but not least, we get over to our friends in Romania, and that looks pretty clear there. Where, everything looks pretty decent. So that's the weather where you are, and I hope you're having decent weather where you're at. So Cheryl says it's hard to keep those guys in hard to keep them in order. You do a good job, my friend. That's a tall order, but DJ's saying he's got some new followers for the channel while my other channel is going through some serious changes. You work on your stuff a lot there. You got different channels and you're I like it. You're changing things up and trying different and new things. So good for you. Scott says, for sure, Jimmy, maybe the Friday I'm back. That would be awesome. I'd love to have you come up and we can talk about my cruise. We'll talk about your cruise. Should be a lot of fun. Warmstrong and I Cruise Talk Live Wednesday will be all about it, and that's fine. I just want to have you come in on my show just because I miss you, my brother. That's all. But we'll talk about some stuff. We'll compare some stuff, and I don't know. It'll be fun. If you're welcome, you want to come up, come on up, brother. Come on up. Sean says 14C today, currently 9, headed for a scorching 11. Yeah, you guys are it's getting cold there. I hear you. And I'm not going to rub it in. I won't, because when it's cold here, I get it. And it's warm there. So it rained 6 inches this past week. So was it enough or was it too much, too little? You know what I mean? Too much rain in a shorter period of time. You probably had more flooding and local flooding and stuff. It wasn't able to saturate the ground and feed the lawn and that. Yeah, Scott is it's like a desert here, and having a car that has no AC to do any video ain't good either. Me and my mom are both dealing with health problems and can't deal with the heat. Yeah, a lot of people don't like the heat. I like the heat. Hey, look who is here finally. Lady, where you been? I've been missing you.
That's all she needs.
From Bone Tired Travel. Here, good morning to you, my friend. Are you working this morning? Did you sleep in? It's good to see you. Thanks for coming in. I did. I missed all of you guys, of course. I wish I could have taken you all on the cruise. Well, part of me says that. It was nice being with Colleen. Like I said, it was kind of like a little mini honeymoon. We haven't done anything like that in a while. We usually have sailed with family and with friends and group people. So Chet says no flooding. We need more rain still. Yeah, and my mom said the same thing. And Debbie's down there too. She said they had a bit of flooding down the road in Sarasota. So you're off. You go back tonight. Awesome. Hope you guys are doing well. I hope you had everyone had a good weekend. It is Monday. It's June 17th, 2024. I am Jimmy, your astute tourist. Thanks for coming in. What time do we have here? My goodness. Time flies when we're having fun, huh? It really does. But I would be remiss if I didn't do this. This Week in History. This Week in History is brought to you by Fun. Cruising fun, that is. For those of you that cruise, you know what I'm talking about. For those of you who haven't cruised, why not? All right. This day, June 17th, this day in history, we turn the hands of the Wayback Machine all the way back to the year 1631. Let's see how many bananas I'm going to send to Jeremy today. 1631, Mumtaz Mahal, wife of Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan, died during childbirth. And in her memory, he built the Taj Mahal, the most famous building in India. Do you know that the Taj Mahal has a basement and they won't let anybody in it? It's crazy. It's tunnels and that. They won't tell anybody what's in there. It's probably where the woman's buried. I don't know. Anyway, in 1775, the Battle of Bunker Hill. American colonial revolutionaries clashed with British regulars during the siege of Boston. And here's a little shameless plug. If you go over to my channel, I have a Revolutionary Minute on the Battle of Bunker Hill, so you can learn all about it there. In the year 1871, James Weldon Johnson, a poet, diplomat, and anthologist of African American culture, was born. Happy birthday to James. In 1930, the United States imposed the protectionist Smoot-Hawley tariff, raising the average tariff by some 20% and worsening an already beleaguered world economy. In 1940, the Soviet Red Army invaded Latvia, which led to the incorporation of the country of the USSR. Oh, Mandy. In 1943, American pop singer and songwriter Barry Manilow, that's where that Mandy came from, who specialized in elaborately orchestrated romantic ballads, was born. Happy birthday to him. Is he celebrating at the Copacabana? Maybe. You never know. Guy probably hates that song, although he's probably still receiving royalty checks from it, so good for him. In 1944, Iceland declared itself a republic. In 1972, I'm not a crook. The Watergate, an office apartment hotel complex in Washington, D.C., that was the headquarters for the Democratic National Committee, was broken into by 5 men who were later arrested, prompting the Watergate scandal and upended the administration of U.S. President Richard M. Nixon. In 2012, African-American construction worker Rodney King, who videotaped beating by white Los Angeles Police Department officers in March 1991, and the officer's subsequent treatment by the courts sparked violent race riots, was found dead in his swimming pool in California. And he said, can't we just all get along? And the guy was right. And I think Reginald Denny, didn't he get his butt kicked as part of the riots, right? They dragged him out of his truck and Almost killed the guy. People are terrible, man. People can be terrible. And then the featured event for this day, 1994, arrest of O.J. Simpson. On this day in 1994, American gridiron football hero O.J. Simpson was charged with the murder of his ex-wife, Nicole Simpson Brown, and her friend Ronald Goldman, though after a sensational trial, he was acquitted the following year. He was found guilty in a civil trial later on. So there you have it. That's what's happening. This Week in History. Alrighty. I don't know where Kenny is. I did send him the link. I hope he's feeling better. I know he's been under the weather, and we'll send some prayers to Kenny. I'll try to reach out to him later. We've had it's been, even this weekend was trying to acclimate back to home. You know what I mean? The garden looks great. My corn is about 2 feet high, and the tomatoes are starting to get fruit on them, and the peas and green beans are growing. It's just exciting to see the life in the garden. But we left the home in the puppies in the care of my oldest son, Nick. He did a fantastic job taking care of the place. So thank you, Nicholas. We appreciate you. And I want to say good morning to Marjorie Ambrose is here. Good morning, Marjorie. It's good to see you. My friend Anthony on the move is here as well. Good morning. Let's see. What did we miss? Baby's home. That's right. I saw that. Congratulations to you and your family and your daughter and that beautiful baby. It's good to see Mama and baby have been, well, Mama was out of the hospital, I think, before baby. Is that right? But it's good to see that they're all home now, and they can actually concentrate on their family, which is awesome. So good news there. But good morning to Marjorie. It's good to see you. I've got a whole bunch of gardening updates on my YouTube channel right now. I'll have to go over and watch that. My garden's looking good. John said he didn't say what was going on, just said he was rescheduling to tomorrow. Who did I miss? Oh, okay, Kurt. Kurt messaged me. He has canceled the show for today. Okay. Right on. Hope everything is okay. Good morning, Bob. It's good to see you, my friend. Thanks for coming in. His better half is Deborah, who is here somewhere. Good to see you, though, Bob. Thanks for coming in. All right, so we are all caught up, I think, in the chat. We will be back Wednesday morning, of course, for Hump Day. And Scott, are you still there? Are we doing Thirsty Thursday, or are we going to wait until next week? I'm not going to do it alone. I won't do it without you this time. We're a team for that. So I did get a bunch of prizes while we were traveling. Can I share one? Should I share a prize or not? Maybe we should keep it a surprise. I don't know. But what time do we have here? Let me see. Oh, 6:53. Okay. I don't know. Should we share it? I'm going to wait. I got a whole bunch of stuff. Oh, one thing about the Magnifica I have to share, at least for something I loved. They have a cigar bar, and I enjoy a glass of scotch with a cigar. And I did almost every night of the cruise. Almost. And they had a cigar under the stars event, which was really cool. It poured out, so there were no stars, but we were under the bulkhead, and we watched the rain come down and the lightning. If you've never seen lightning out to sea, let me tell you something too. That's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Lightning goes sideways and everything. It's awesome. But yeah, so cigars, had a great time. That cigar bar is awesome. Awesome. It's a typical man town, or the quintessential man town. The dark woodwork and the leather furniture and the smell of tobacco. Just really cool. I had a good time in that too. So that's the first cruise I've been on that had a cigar bar. Normally I'd have to sit up on deck 10 outside with all the butt smokers in the wind and whatever to enjoy my cigar, but not on the Magnifica. That was probably my favorite spot on the ship, besides the dining room, just because of the food. I like to eat. Okay, we are still on. I'm glad to hear that. All right. And I'll get with you at some point, Scott, when you get back home. I'm assuming you're going to be flying back tomorrow. But I will, I'll get with you and I'll share some of the stuff that I brought back and see if it's Thirsty Thursday trivia prize worthy, which I'm sure it is. So, right on. All right. So I think that's going to do it for us today. I'm going to get out of here, make sure that my car still starts. It's been sitting there for almost 2 weeks. I haven't driven it. My work car. But don't forget PMA, everybody. Positive mental attitude. PMA will save your day. Positive mental attitude will definitely save your life. And please believe me when I tell you that I am living proof that it works, because it really, really, really does. Make a difference in somebody's day today and every day. All you have to do is make eye contact with somebody, smile, say a kind word, wish them a good day, shake their hand if you're if you can, or give them a hug if they're so inclined. Passing on all that positive energy to folks is a good thing. So please make a difference in somebody's life every day. It's the little stuff that makes the difference. So also, don't forget our first responders, our first responders and our healthcare workers, EMS, police department, firefighters. See them today and every day. Thank them for what they do. They're out there working hard and keeping us safe. They do that selflessly. They don't ask for much in return. So make sure that you take care of the firefighters, the EMS workers, the police, and of course our nurses. We love our nurses. They make doctors look good. And then last but not least, our veterans, our past, our present, and future veterans. We love them. We salute them. They're out there every day protecting us on that proverbial wall, keeping us safe from harm, protecting our liberties and freedoms. And you can't see it, but my flag is on the wall. They're protecting my beautiful Old Glory, my red, white, and blue flag. I love my flag. I love my country. God bless America. God bless all of you guys in the chat. And Kenny, God bless you, my brother. I hope you feel better. So, Scott says, I'll let you host, Jimmy. That's fine, brother, because I'm going to be back, and that'll give you a chance to settle in. So don't you worry. But I'm not going to do it alone. And everybody's saying PMA. So I'm glad to be back. Although I wish I could go on a cruise tomorrow again. I'm having cruise withdrawals. You guys warned me about it. I'm certainly having withdrawals from the cruise. It's funny too. I felt like I was still floating when we were at the airport. But I want to say hi to Buddy Biggs before we get out of here. Hey, buddy. Good morning to you as well, my friend. Thanks for popping in. And we'll be back Wednesday morning at the same time at 6 a.m. So don't forget to join us. And hopefully Kenny will be feeling better. He'll be back with us. But for now, my name is Jimmy. I'm your astute tourist. I want to wish you guys peace and love from deep down in my heart. I love you guys. When I tell you you're the best audience in the business, I mean it. So I will see you Wednesday morning. Love you guys. Peace out. I'm out.